So we're about to hit a Cars and Coffee over at the Porsche dealership in Palm Springs. Before we do, just a quick stop over here at Walmart. Just want to see what was happening with Christmas shopping, with some of the Christmas supplies. And real quick, Matt is with me. Matt, you want to give a shout out?
Good morning. Hi, everybody.
Channel?
Yeah, new channel is Ox Talks, OX, and then TALKS. Appreciate you guys coming over and checking out the content, trying to upload something every day. A little different approach, but waking people up.
So make sure to check that out.
Yep.
Real quick. Hey, real quick, we're just going to run through here. It looks pretty quiet. So we just came in the store. More Christmas supplies in here, but nobody is here. So all the inventory obviously is here inside the store, but there's really nobody buying. Nobody. What do you think, Matt?
You know, we're early December. This is a weekend. This should be prime time for shopping.
Right.
People are stacking up on gift wrapping and lights. It's pretty light in here.
Yeah.
Pretty light crowd.
I mean, the store in general is
It's picked over and things this time of year. No, they're not seeing that here.
Right.
Everything appears to be stocked, right?
right. We're 3.5 weeks away.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. But yeah, look at.
All stocked up.
Look at this.
Great shot. About 20 feet stuff.
Look at this. I mean, this could fall over and hit you in the head. Look at this. Yeah, I mean, we're 3.5 weeks out. Wow. Here's even more outside. Of what?
You have pallets of these fake Christmas trees just stacked up.
Oh, these are the trees right here?
Yeah.
I didn't see this. Yeah. There's a tree right here.
Inside too.
Wow. Where is everybody?
It's pretty mellow. I was surprised. This is prime time shopping right now. This time of day, this time of week, this time of year. So I don't know what's going on.
So a little surprising just to see how slow it is at Walmart. Very, very few people. Prime time here in the day, buying Christmas trees, gift wrapping paper, ornaments, Christmas lights, things of that nature. They are so piled up with inventory here, and then more inventory outside, and it's no surprise, is it? Because Matt, he's going to read an article here from The Hedge today that just kind of really ties into what's happening here at Walmart. People don't have the money; they're not spending. I would imagine toy sales will be down. I think no matter what they tell us, that the retail sales are down. They can tell us whatever they want to, but all you have to do is walk into your local Walmart and see the inventory piled all the way up to the ceiling. People aren't buying Christmas trees and Christmas supplies like they did years past, Matt.
Yeah, here we go, off The Hedge today. This is probably the reason. It says over 60% of Americans reported that their wages were lagging well behind inflation. It says among workers who did get a raise or a better paying job, more than half, 53%, say their earnings lost ground to inflation, up from 50% in 2022. In other words, inflation is still eroding worker gains despite the much hype decline in CPI the past few months. So look, I mean, what we're seeing here walking around a very, very typically busy Walmart store in a very busy area, it's not today.
We're 3.5 weeks out from Christmas. Those shelves should be getting very near empty. And they have so much stuff here. And we didn't even look at how many big screen TVs are probably stacked up over here. If you have looked at your local Best Buy, they can't give the TVs away. So who's going to buy all this stuff? If you think sales aren't coming, I think you're fooling yourself. Of course sales are coming. It's just really, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to Matt. Just, use your own two eyes. Take a walk. Go to your local retailers today and see what's going on. There is a lot of inventory. Remember a couple years ago when the shelves were empty, it was so hard to get inventory. Now, they don't know how to get rid of this stuff. And the only way they're going to is they're going to have to price this stuff so cheap that people are literally forced to buy it. But now people have decisions to make. Do they pay their utility bill? Do they eat food? Or, do they buy Christmas lights? Do they buy, an artificial Christmas tree? It does not look good. So I'm glad we were able to stop by here really quick. I was just kind of curious to see what was happening at Walmart today and what was happening with some of the Christmas supplies. And I will say this as we close today, Matt, just driving through the Palm Springs area here, it is inundated with homeless people. I cannot believe how many homeless people are on the streets of Palm Springs. A lot of vacancies, and you can see that the economy is taking a toll on a lot of areas. But again, the amount of homelessness in Palm Springs, which people, they just think it's, swimming pools and palm trees and resorts. What do you think, Matt?
Well, look, I mean, the bus stops, they're just crowding they're laying all over the bus stops, around the bus stops, up against the sides of buildings, all along the streets here. I mean, the homeless pandemic in this area has been growing for a while, but it's getting worse. It's bad. Yeah. And people are walking around yelling stuff and just out of control. It's a sad state.
And the smell of marijuana as we make this video.
Behind you.
Okay, so it's everywhere. But it is so incredible, the change that this city has gone through over the last 10 or 20 years. It's really, really unbelievable. And Matt was invited to this toy drive here at Porsche of Palm Springs, and he was nice enough to invite me. So we're down here. Just give you a quick little view of that. And while we're here, I got to tell you, looking at the prices of some of these vehicles, cars over $400,000, very common here now to see cars well over $200,000. And there are people here. This is definitely the 1%.
Yeah, and they're still getting over sticker for these new vehicles. We talked to one of my buddies, a manager here, and he said they're still getting well over sticker for these, so the demand is there. Although he did say a pre-owned inventory is starting to roll in, so we'll see if this is a precursor of things to come in the next year.
If you check out yesterday's video, I did RVs, ATVs, UTVs, boats, campers, all that stuff. Now people are beginning to have to unload these vehicles, the toys, and big sales are coming. And so if you drive by any RV lot anywhere in Riverside County, San Bernardino County, they are absolutely just flooded with inventory. And when you come to these events, you don't know, what to believe, what not to believe. But there's definitely people here, especially in the desert here, that can afford these vehicles, no doubt about it. But I do believe we're going to see even the luxury market in automobiles begin to soften up, especially in 2024. This vehicle behind us, Matt, what do we got here?
This is a 911. It's about $200,000, looks like. It's a pre-owned.
Yeah, 279. We're 280.
Yeah.
280 on this one, Matt.
2023 pre-owned vehicle. And, look at. I mean, this is a house.
Yeah.
This is the value of a house. So you got to decide if something like this would make some sense. You'd have to really have a lot of extra cash set aside and feel that was the right place to deploy it.
Yeah, $280,000. You really wonder how many people have taken on so much debt, even in this market. How many people are in over their heads, even in this market right now? Because, a lot of these people own businesses, and if their businesses slow down, they're going to be in trouble with the amount of debt they've taken on, with the toys, and with their lifestyle.
I agree. The debt levels are all-time highs. Look, we drove past a bunch of dealerships on the way down here today, and they are stacked. I mean, there's cars parked on the sidewalks outside. They're advertising.
The Lexus dealership has got cars out to the 111.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Matt did bring up an article today from the Hedge, $50 bills, and the mass printing that the Fed is doing, or the Treasury is now doing, $50 bills. And I haven't read the article yet. I haven't seen it. But Matt, would you elaborate?
They said $37 billion of $50 bills was printed up, or in the process of being printed up. And they're saying because Americans are wanting to hold more cash now. And the demand for cash is growing, not decreasing. So in the face of an anti-cash movement, they took a poll and they said most Americans, it was overwhelming, said that they will not stop using cash. So I haven't read the full article and digested it, but we just discussed that briefly.
And that really kind of goes back to a couple of videos you just did with a client or a client / friend of yours who had a wire transfer come in, and then it was Bank of America who allowed the money to go back to Chase, and now it's caused a real big issue. And even your own personal issue with $30,000, could you elaborate?
Yeah, it's like, what do you trust anymore? Check out the show, guys.
Your $37,000, could you elaborate on that?
Yeah,
video?
that was basically a credit card chargeback that a client paid me with a credit card. I had all the authorizations, signed authority, credit card was run. The client then asked for a partial refund of the client's monies, which I issued, and about 6 months later, my account, I'm en route to Canada to take some depositions, and my account gets hit for $20,000 back charge. And it was because there was some other cardholder on the account that said they never authorized the charge. So you never know what you're dealing with. And I'm pretty savvy with this stuff, but I got burned on that one. So check out the video on Ox Talks.
Yeah, check out those two videos. Very, very good. And we'll walk this way and get away from this road traffic a little bit. But, Matt, it brings up the question, is your money actually safer under your mattress than it is in a bank account right now? Because with what just happened to your client, what happened to you, we're hearing more and more cases of money just disappearing. Another thing with safe deposit boxes disappearing, and things missing. How safe is your money actually in a bank today? And the concern now of all these branches shutting down, and the fragility of the banking industry as a whole, and the talk of bail-ins too. And now we're hearing about the mass printing of $50 bills. Should people be putting all their money in banks?
I think that's a very dangerous thing to do. Even that story I did the other day on the reversal of a wire transfer. Who knew that a wire transfer could simply be reversed by one bank and the money sucked back out of the account? So, boy, the reliability of these payment methods, I think, is decreasing day by day. So it brings you back to, it makes some sense to have some cash.
Yeah.
So you can take care of things if they arise. You cannot let's say, depend on our banking system.
Yeah, so that means, we'll walk this way, that means you can't even depend on your ATM working, that piece of plastic allowing you to get cash out of that ATM. A lot of ATMs shutting down too. We passed a bank in Cat City that's been closed for years. Rancho Mirage will be closing its Bank of America December 5th. Bank of America Palm Springs just closed 2 months ago.
And my friend was telling me that he's in Huntington Beach, and they closed 2 branches, 2 B of A branches in Huntington Beach. Those are very, very populous areas.
Yeah.
Why is a B of A, one of the largest banks in this country, shutting down 2 branches in one of the most populous counties or areas in the state?
And people will say, well, it's no big deal, but it is, because it's a huge inconvenience now to a lot of people, including your friend.
Yeah, you have to go to the next town now to go bank.
Right, and if you know anything about Orange County, it's not that easy just to go to the next town, especially, if you have to run at the end of the day, the amount of traffic, it's causing a huge inconvenience. But beyond that, why are they closing these banks down? And nobody seems to have the answer. But I think we kind of know why, because the banking industry is in big, big trouble. And we're going to see a lot. I think a lot of the regional banks get absolutely decimated with all these commercial loans that they made, and the bigger banks swallow them up. But I think we're going to see some of the bigger banks in trouble too, Matt.
Yeah, that's coming next year, guys, I think. I mean, you're going to see this thing start to cascade. So, okay, Amir, good to see you, man. Anyway, yeah, it's another local guy, Porsche enthusiast. But, look, right now things are good. Business is still flowing. It can come to a stop like that.
And just what we're seeing in the secondary watch market, the gray market too, where a lot of these people had probably been huge buyers, that's all slowed down. So what makes this immune from a slowdown?
I don't think anything right now. I mean, look, you got top, upper, percentage of the people that do have resources, do own these things free and clear, and they have value. Some of them, that's their asset base. But boy, for the common people, this stuff is a nightmare. In terms of trying to make these payments, people are buying these things, they're financing these things at 7-8%. They're paying over sticker. People that have no business being in this kind of a market.
And you've got nearly 20% of Americans now with a car payment exceeding $1,000, Matt.
$1,000.
Exceeding $1,000,
Yeah,
20%.
Right. So $12,000 a year, not including insurance, not including maintenance. How do these people afford
Gas.
it? They're not affording it. This stuff's inventory is going to start piling up in next year. We're hearing it now.
Yeah, it's beginning. But beautiful turnout today. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks to Porsche. But yeah, there's definitely still money floating around. There always will be. The question is, you've got to ask yourself, can you afford this? What can you afford? I personally living way below my means, and that's why I'm going to keep doing it, at least for now.
Yeah, it shouldn't be what can you afford. It should be what's prudent to be doing right now. And shoring up resources is more important coming into these uncertain times than having a whole bunch of payments and things that you really can't afford. Think about it.
And Matt, just like the boat industry and RVs and ATVs, people don't look at the price. They just look, can I make the monthly payment? And when all that cheap money was flowing around, it was no big deal. And now the money's not cheap, but at the end of the day, even the people that borrowed the cheap money, they still have massive amounts of debt with these RVs, the $500,000 RVs, or the cars, the Dodge Chargers, the Challengers, even Porsches. There's people here that will get their cars repoed.
Well, look, a lot of the finance guys too say, get in now, you'll be able to refinance this loan in a year or two. There's no guarantee of that. We've talked about this repeatedly, that the rates are not going to be coming down anytime soon. So you can't bank on that. That's just that's a GT3 Touring. Holy shit. But that's 270. I'm taking a wild guess. GT3 Touring, it is 279.
$280,000. 425. 425. Sold.
Let's take a couple.
You gonna wrap it up? Wrapping it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I know. Sold.